Welcome back to Game Quest. I'm Mike.
And I'm Tony.
And that's Destroya. One of the most concerning monsters Godzilla has had to fight. I just love the animation of them getting hit by something thrown where they just go down immediately.
It just takes them down. Oh hey, I just stomped all over the freeze tank.
So, Destroya facts. This is Destroya's final form. I say final form because if you actually watch the Godzilla vs. Destroya movie, he starts off as basically a bunch of tiny, like, microscopic crab monsters that progressively turn into larger problems in both size and ferocity until he eventually turns into this. Also, the entire movie, Godzilla is dying of explosive cancer in the background. That horn, I remember that horn.
Oh, hey. Nope. Oh, hey, Mothra. I forgot the airstrike function existed in this game.
So did I.
I thought that was like in a later like version of this game.
I like how Godzilla's posed like a boxer when he does that. You're doing that movement just now where he's got his like dukes up and he's watching.
Yeah, Godzilla's like, oh crap. Where does that come down? Okay. It tracks you. Good to know.
Maybe you should just finish him off because he has like no health and he's about to kill you. The helicopter killed him.
Is Mothra blasting me?
But anyway, yeah, we ended the last episode talking about Shin Godzilla.
Yeah.
Which I believe specifically was a critique over the Fukushima disaster, was the main reason they decided to take that tone with the film.
Yes, that is correct. I'm having to remember a lot of this off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Oh.
But my favorite detail, my favorite part about Godzilla isn't necessarily the Godzilla movies in themselves so much as, well, I mean, yes, the Godzilla is, hey, Lunda's under attack. Wow, that was fast.
Yeah, they must have rebuilt him after he died last time.
I like how there's just like a couple of like iconic things, like the London Bridge in the background there. But then like some of the stuff doesn't make any sense. Like why do they include this thing or not this thing, or why do they put these two landmarks right next to each other? It was pretty egregious in San Francisco, is all I'm saying. I don't know London well enough to criticize.
Ah, he has a barrier. And stun missiles. Stop it. Stop it.
What's the times 2 move? Doing double damage? Or?
I actually don't remember. It's been so long that I kind of don't remember a lot of the functions on No. Put me down.
He put you down.
Rope.
Monsters.
Oh, that's how many lives I have.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. But, there's like a lot of details that I greatly enjoy. Like, for some reason, like, For some reason, almost everybody associated with creating Godzilla-related content does, like, their best to make it good content, no matter how dumb or cheesy the idea is. Or, like, what's actually going on. It seems like they seem to care, which I think is great. But then there's also, the fact that for a long time, people who weren't associated with Toho would try and, do the localizations or translations for various
Oh boy, let's talk about
movies.
those
And, oh
localizations.
man, there's some great ones in there. For instance, Varan the Unbelievable was one of my personal favorites because it wasn't until very recently that Tony got to watch that movie, like as in less than a month ago. Like, because there are a couple of versions of that movie. There's the original Japanese version, which has like its own plot line. Then there's the dramatically rewritten of American version that came out, and then there was the better localization that they did afterwards, which is basically just a direct translation of the original Japanese script. And this is a pattern that repeats a lot. For instance, Godzilla vs. Hedorah was originally localized as Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster. Or the second Godzilla movie was initially made stateside under the title of, what was it again?
I'm sorry, what?
The second Godzilla movie originally made it stateside under the title of, what was it again?
Oh, Gigantus the Fire Monster.
Gigantus the Fire Monster. I want that t-shirt. I love that title because you know that's like one of those things where it's like the cheap like Chinese knockoff action like action figures where it's like basically like it says something where it's like Justice Friends or something like that, or like Action Friends, and then you get like a combined box set where it's like Spider-Man, Booster Gold, like the Green Power Ranger, and SpongeBob. Like that's your superhero team. Oh. Some part of me like adores genuinely terrible knockoffs of better franchises for reasons like that. Ghidorah, no.
This guy's bullying me.
Fight like Godzilla. Be mean. Be evil. Don't give him the more power-ups. Grab him. Throw him.
No. There we go. Oh. Oh, that's just rude. Stop it.
So, Tony, what's your favorite example of bizarre localizations with Godzilla?
There are a bunch of like really weird ones, but if I had to choose my absolute favorite, it's probably the fact that in Germany, a lot of the monsters in the Showa era are blamed on Dr. Frankenstein.
Beg pardon?
I don't remember what the actual story behind it is, like why they decided to do it, but a lot of monsters, such as King Ghidorah and Hedorah, or the Smog Monster, are blamed by the tampering of Dr. Frankenstein, who, due to completely legitimate reasons, is actually part of the Toho universe in general, as far as the Toho series is concerned.
Yeah, because there was a movie, I think it was Godzilla versus the Sea Monster.
The original movie to Dr. Frankenstein basically was involved.
Your monster has proven to be a worthy adversary, but it is of no consequence. We are now prepared to unleash our ultimate monster. But first, permit me to offer a little demonstration of its awesome power. Engage teleportation beam, and now we will see who is king of the monsters.
The mothership is under attack. Oh, hey, I'm attacking it.
Godzilla 90 versus Mechagodzilla.
Ah, yeah, it's a really small arena that we're supposed to fight in. But,
Now's a good time to talk about Mechagodzilla, actually. So here's where the differences come in. This is the second Mechagodzilla in terms of design, but in terms of his actual capabilities and moveset, he's actually based off of the first Mechagodzilla. And where this gets interesting is it's supposed to be the third Mechagodzilla, also known as Kiryu from the Millennium series, but at the time this game was being made and released in America originally, that movie hadn't been localized yet. So it's Kiryu in the original Japanese release. Or the Japanese release, not sure which one came out first off the top of my head. But the Americans got Mechagodzilla 2, which isn't a problem, they're both fine. And then the Xbox version just has both versions of Mechagodzilla. It's one of the few differences between the different localities of release and the console versions. I believe the Xbox version also has a couple of additional stages to fight on.
I think that's most of the differences between them, yeah.
I just realized how badly you were losing that fight.
Yeah, I kind of got stomped. Wait, I'm not... Why is Godzilla still standing?
But yeah, there was, in one of the movies, anyway, Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster, I think was originally supposed to be Frankenstein versus King Kong, but then it turned into, Godzilla versus King Kong or something.
It was originally supposed to be a King Kong movie.
But then it was Frankenstein, and then somehow it turned into, an undersea battle between Godzilla and the sea monster. There's a reason that movie was so weird.
There's for instance, they wake Godzilla up by basically stabbing a sword into the rock above the cave he's sleeping in, and call basically, and basically have a lightning storm wake him up. He's supercharged by lightning, and I do believe he basically picks up a human girl, and basically there's clearly supposed to be some kind of romantic overtones, and it's just kind of dropped for the rest of the movie afterwards.
It's one of the weird ones. But yeah, Frankenstein's monster shows up in one of the movies. He fights someone else.
He fights a not well-known monster known as Baragon, who, other than that, I believe he's only shown up in Destroy All Monsters and Giant Monsters All Out Attack. And is usually mistaken for Barugon from, the Gamera series.
Might be part of the reason he doesn't show up often.
It might be. It's unfortunate, it's true.
But yeah, Dr. Frankenstein, the guy who keeps making giant monsters, apparently, is the German version of the movies.
Yeah, the entire thing about Frankenstein was apparently he was immortal, more or less. You couldn't actually kill him. So when they literally blew him apart, his pieces grew into two other kaiju. The BIA basically got their own movie called War of the Gargantuans.
Did that receive any other kind of international release, or was that a weird German only thing?
I think it got I think it did get an English release, but it's not exactly well known. Most people who know about it basically watch kaiju movies in general. I think I only saw it dubbed.
Huh. I like how he bounced you off of, the only 2-inch wide barrier on that side of the island.
There we go. I was trying to pick him up, not slam his back into the ground.
I'm trying to decide if basically the Monster Island observation post would be a better or worse place to work than Jurassic Park.
You know, I'm not entirely sure.
Because I feel like arguably, it would be cooler in some ways, but it also has the potential to become a million times worse.
Oh yeah, it can be so much worse.
Monsters, fight!
I can't turn this off.
Did he miss?
Yep. And if he misses, he gets tired. I knew there was a balance thing, like, involving that, like, move. I got caught in a...
That didn't even look like you throw it. It looked like you just swung it around.
There we go. Nope. Of course. Darn it.
Apparently Megalon just stay underground forever.
I think he can stay underground for almost as long as he wants. I wasn't paying attention to his bar, so I wasn't seeing if it was going down. But if he does that with full bar, and it does go down, then he can stay under the ground for quite a bit.
I adore how incredibly ridiculous the moves are in this game. Like, we make fun of the scene where Godzilla does the impossible, like, gliding kick thing. Yeah, that is a power move that he does. You just gotta keep running for, like, 30 uninterrupted seconds. Oh my god, that is way too potent.
No.
That is unreasonable. Now explode.
I wonder. Nope.
You just can't handle Megalon.
I just met he's rocking the hell out of me. Man, I lost to Megalon of all people.
Twice.
Monsters, fight!
No.
Oh wait, no, you didn't lose him the first time. You got very close to losing to him the first time. You lost to Ghidorah.
Yeah, I lost to Ghidorah.
That's a more respectable loss.
Yeah, this one's just embarrassing.
I wouldn't call this one embarrassing. He has an incredibly cheap move that he's currently... Okay.
I could have sworn I was able to bait him out trying to grab me and, like, causing it to not work. Oh yeah, of course he gets his rage. Oh yeah, it's because the aliens... Yeah, they dropped it right on top of him because they want him to win. No, stop that.
Wow. Break dance. Ah. Come on, hit him once. Don't lose the fight now. There we go. Disrespectful.
Tell me the replay. It does, it has me dunking on him. Oh, what were we talking about?
Well, we were arguing about how unfair his abilities were. Before that, I can't quite remember.
Ah, shame.
I do, however, know it's time for next time on Game Quest.
All right, we'll see you next time.
Dora.